Chiefs chat, okay? 4-1 are the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, who would have thought at this point in the regular season? You know, it feels like it's even easier than it was last year for this Chiefs team. I mean, we're already on top of the leaderboard in the AFC. The only team that rivals us in terms of record is the Miami Dolphins. And guess what, man? We have an opportunity to definitely vault over them this season, considering the fact that we do play them in Germany in a few weeks. Excited about that game. But as for right now, man, the Chiefs are looking so good. Chiefs are looking fantastic, and we're doing all the right things. You know, this game against the Vikings, it was an incredibly impressive win, if you ask me. You know, I know that they came into this game only 1 win and 3 losses, which is not very good, obviously. But don't let that record fool you. The Vikings, they are a good team. They've got a bit of a slobby defense, but on offense, Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins is a solid guy. Alexander Mattison is a breakout guy, in my opinion. They've got a lot of great young players. Jordan Addison is one of those guys. KJ Osborne is fantastic. And then TJ Hawkinson is a pretty solid tight end. So they've got a lot of weapons on offense. I mean, don't disregard these guys. They are a fantastic team. And it was a really good win for this Chiefs football team, man. The score was 27-20, but really when you know, upon watching the game, it just felt like they never really had that great of a shot at beating us. You know, the score kind of tells a different story than what the game really was, if you ask me. So just a great game, man. And the big highlight for me was the fact that we were able to take Justin Jefferson out of the game almost completely. I mean, what a game it was for our Chiefs defense. You know, and it really seemed like, I don't know if you guys could tell, but our secondary especially, it really seemed like, you know, the defense this week, we emphasized being aggressive, being very, very physical as well. And that really showed when we were matched up against Justin Jefferson. I mean, you got Trent McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed were the 2 guys who really matched up with him the most. And man, we were just getting him at the line. You know, we were even down the field. We were, you know, making sure, you know, he was nowhere near the ball in terms of just, we've got guys on him, man. We got guys on him. We're being physical. It did result in a couple of penalties, and I think that's, you know, that's going to happen, obviously, when you're playing physical against a big wide receiver like Justin Jefferson. But I think the plan, it all worked by design. I think we were willing to deal with a couple of those penalties in order to just take him out of the game. Because Kirk Cousins, at that point, I think he knew. He was like, every time I throw to Justin Jefferson, there's going to be guys around him. I mean, there's nothing I could do to really prevent that. So Justin Jefferson, man, he just didn't get the ball a lot. You know, Kirk Cousins, I feel like, kind of lost trust in that connection. And we saw guys like Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne kind of have to step up because of that. And that's fine. You know, I think that was our plan defensively. Let's make these other guys step up. Let's take out Justin Jefferson, the leading receiver in the NFL right now. And it worked to perfection. You know, Justin Jefferson, although he did deal with some injuries later in the game, when he was on the field, wasn't much of an impact, which is just golden. I mean, that is just golden. And I just remember, you know, I wasn't feeling very confident about the Chiefs' ability to stop Justin Jefferson. I mean, you know, as a Chiefs fan, even I was saying, I don't know, he's going to probably have a good game because he just always does. But what a job we did against him, you know, and I think it really shows growth on our defensive unit. I remember facing off against Jamar Chase a couple of times last season, and even the season before that, and he just went crazy on us. It's happened to us with a lot of different guys. It seems like when we get matched up with a team who's got a top wide receiver, they just end up having great games, you know, and they just end up playing like they're just unstoppable. And it happened, you know, it's happened with Devontae Adams a couple of times as well, you know. We just cannot seem to slow down the big top dogs, but here comes, you know, probably the biggest of them all in Justin Jefferson, and we shut that down. So that is huge. That's just key right there, man. And just overall, our unit was just super, super physical, super aggressive, and that's the way I like to see us playing it. I mean, that is the way our defense needs to play if we want to continue to succeed. And we are just on a roll defensively, and I'm super excited about that. I mean, we're just going to keep winning. We're just going to keep on winning if our defense continues to play like that. I mean, we're in a great spot. We really are. And then in terms of our offense, man, I liked what I saw from a lot of different guys. But what I liked the most, I think, out of everybody on our team, man, Justin Ross and Justin Watson. These are guys. I mean, these are 2 players who, in my personal opinion, man, they need more reps. They need to see the field more than they do. You know, as much as I love guys like Sky Moore, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, we just need some youth and some physicality to this football team. We need these type of guys. I mean, 6'3", 6'4" type guys. I mean, these guys, they're big physical receivers who are big downfield threats for Patrick Mahomes. And that's exactly what we need. We saw it twice in this game against the Vikings with both Justin Ross and Justin Watson. Mahomes, he's the pocket is collapsing. He's having some trouble, and he just flings that thing down the field. These are guys who Mahomes can trust, almost undoubtedly. I mean, the way that they were catching these footballs, not a lot of guys can do that. Not a lot of guys on our team can do that. As much as I love Sky Moore, as much as I love Rashid Rice, those type of guys, they aren't guys who can just go up and grab it like Justin Ross and Justin Watson can. These are players who need more reps, particularly Justin Ross, because he only gets a few per game. And he's really turned into more of a special teams guy. Justin Ross, what a unit, man. What an absolute weapon he is. And I mean, we've been seeing it for the past couple of years, This is the first season that he's actually, made the 53-man roster. But we've seen it even in training camp. Even back at Clemson, we saw him just be able to make those big, crazy catches. And here he is in the NFL. I mean, it's hard not to look at that and say, you need to be on the field more often. I mean, come on. Let's work him into the system a little bit more. I know that he's been slowly increasing the amount of reps that he's been taking through the first 4 games of the season. But we got to get him up there, man. We got to get him to where he is a regular part of this offense, because he's just a playmaker, man. He's just a big-time playmaker. I love seeing him on the field. He's a big physical presence, and that's exactly what we need. He's just an athletic guy. Then, of course, as well as Isaiah Pacheco, oh my goodness. I mean, our running backs are looking great, particularly Isaiah Pacheco, and I'm loving the way, and I've talked about it for the past couple of weeks, I'm loving the way that we are really just pounding the rock with him, man. 15 carries again today. Just a fantastic game from him. I love seeing him continue to pound the rock, get those touchdowns. And he's been a guy who, on third and short situations, we've really struggled with this in the past. Third and short, it's something that we've never really been able to figure it out. And I know even this game against the Vikings, we had a couple of third and short situations that we weren't able to convert. But there was a couple of other times in which it was third and short, and instead of doing a rollout pass like we usually do with Mahomes, trying to make something work, and then Mahomes takes a deep shot and it doesn't end up working, those aren't very high percentage plays. But you've got Isaiah Pacheco now on this team, who I saw a couple of times. I mean, we were just like, we're just going to pound it with Isaiah Pacheco, and we're going to let him pick up that yard, because he is a guy now on this offense who we can reliably give the ball to and expect at least a couple of yards, because he's just a physical presence. Along with that offensive line, we can expect at least a yard or two on every single carry. So that is just extremely reassuring, considering the fact that over the past 2, maybe even 3 seasons, we've really struggled on third and short. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that other teams are able to do that, quick and easy quarterback sneak that seems to be just running through the league like crazy. Everybody's doing it now. The Eagles and Jalen Hurts, they've perfected that play. And other teams are kind of trying to emulate that. And so, the Chiefs, unfortunately, we're not able to, because the last time we tried to do a quarterback sneak with Patrick Mahomes, he dislocated his knee. So we're not going to do that anymore. But we're finding other ways to get it done, and Isaiah Pacheco being able to pick that up, that's another way that we're starting to incorporate that into the number of plays that we can do on third and short, and that's really, really great to see. And then the last thing, everything really went well in this game, except for obviously the injuries that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce sustained. This is not good news whatsoever. And these, although they're not serious injuries, obviously both Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce finished the game, they seem to be injuries that are lingering. You know what I mean? Like Patrick Mahomes has dealt with this same exact ankle injury since the postseason last year. It just seems to be coming back, and even, those injuries were going on in January, February, and they are still present as Patrick Mahomes plays today, 6-7 months later, which is not good at all. This is something that, we really got to monitor. This is something we really need to make sure we take care of. Because if this is something that lingers with him throughout his entire career, it's really going to be a problem. Patrick Mahomes not being available late in the season because of an ankle injury, that's really going to limit us. We got away with it in the postseason last year, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it moving forward. It's just tough. It's very, very unfortunate. Patrick Mahomes, the health of him is obviously priority number 1. That is a situation we definitely need to be monitoring. He doesn't get sacked often, but when he does, it seems like this happens every time. You know, he got sacked a couple of times in this game against the Vikings, and sure enough, you know, he re-aggravated that ankle, which is just not good to see at all. And then, of course, Travis Kelce. This one, you know, a similar injury to Patrick Mahomes, a sprained ankle on a non-contact injury, which is never good to see. You don't want to see those type of injuries on non-contact injury because, you know, when you are just getting hurt by simply running a route, that is a sign of aging. That's a sign of, you know, the fact that you've been doing this for, you know, what is he, a 10-year pro now? He's been doing this for 10 years. His body is starting to get some wears and tears, and that's just not good to see at all. So that's something we definitely need to be watching out for Travis Kelce. You know, he is 34. Happy birthday. I believe it's his birthday. Actually, I'm going to look that up real quick. Sorry. Yeah. Happy birthday, Travis Kelce. That's good stuff. October 5th. Yeah. So we're a few days late, but happy birthday, 34. And that's definitely a sign, you know, being a 34-year-old football player, that's not easy. That's not easy on your bones, your joints, and in Travis Kelce's case, his ankle. Not good on the ankles at all. So I'm just scared. I'm really scared. I just want our players to be healthy. Is that too much to ask? I mean, I want every player in the NFL to be healthy, but particularly Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. They're very, very impactful on this football team. Love both of those guys. And yeah, you know, that's the only thing that I'm concerned with moving forward. And we have the Broncos on Thursday. It's a short week, which is even more of a killer right there in terms of being able to rehab and get everything, you know, back healthy again. And I mean, Nick Bolton is a guy who I haven't mentioned in a while. And he's been out for the past couple of weeks. He's a guy who we really need back. Definitely a big help on that defense. You know, we've had some guys step up. Willie Gay in particular has been really, really nice for our defense. But Nick Bolton is a guy who we really want in this lineup. Great player. So let's get healthy. You know, let's get ready for this Thursday game against the Broncos. It should be an easy one on paper. I mean, let's not overcomplicate this one, guys. Let's make sure we get business taken care of. That's kind of the mentality we go into, you know, every single game that, you know, on paper should be an easy win. So let's just go out there, get it done. And I'm expecting another big Chiefs win. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next Chiefs chat. Peace out.